When you look up on a dark night, a few thousand stars flicker overhead, and it feels quite overwhelming. But what you're seeing is not even a fraction of what is actually out there. The real universe is so vast, it mocks every attempt to grasp it. 50 billion trillion stars. That's the current best count just for the part we can see. If you stack that many dimes, it would be 1,500 feet high, and you'd bury the entire North American continent. Shrink a normal star to the size of a grapefruit. Your friend would have to fly to Peru or Siberia to hold the next nearest one. Now multiply that empty distance 50 billion trillion times. Skeptics love this number. They say, if a personal God made everything for us, why create this obscene waste of space where humanity will never set foot? It feels like the ultimate proof that we're insignificant accidents on a pale blue dot. Until you ask a different question, what if every single one of those 50 billion trillion stars is not waste, but the absolute minimum payment required for you and me to exist at all? Keep watching. The answer is about to turn the entire objection upside down. The skeptic's strongest argument against a personal God is staring at us every clear night. Look at all that wasted space. Trillions of galaxies we'll never visit. Billions of stars that will never feel a human footprint. If the Bible's God made this for us, he's the most extravagant waster in history. Stephen Hawking put it bluntly. There does not seem to be any need for all these other galaxies. Physicist Victor Stenger went further. God seems to have wasted an awfully large amount of space where humanity will never make an appearance. This feels damning. The universe looks exactly like what you'd expect if no one was home, if blind chance, not love, wrote the story. Most people walk away from the numbers feeling small, accidental, and ultimately pointless. For example, of all the energy the sun pours out every second, only 2 photons in a billion ever touch Earth. The rest blasts uselessly into the void, and carbon, the one element life cannot do without, makes up just 0.0007 of the universe's mass. Why create 50 billion trillion stars just to scrape together a few spoonfuls of carbon? But hold that feeling, because science itself, the very astronomy that revealed the scale, is about to testify for the defense. The same data that looks like prosecution evidence is actually the strongest witness for design. Here's the question no skeptic once asked. What if the universe is not too big, but exactly big enough, down to the last galaxy, to make your existence possible? What if every wasted star, every wasted photon, every seemingly useless cubic light-year of empty space is an absolute non-negotiable requirement for a single planet with breathable air, liquid water, and carbon-based life to exist at all? What if the moment you try to make the universe even slightly smaller, younger, or less massive, you don't just lose a few empty galaxies, you erase the very possibility of chemistry, planets, and people? The numbers that look like God's biggest mistake are about to become the loudest evidence that this cosmos was engineered with staggering precision for one purpose: to make a home for you. The prosecution rests. Now the defense is about to call the universe itself to the stand, and its testimony will leave naturalism with nowhere to hide. The same science that measured the vastness is now going to prove it was never waste. It was love on a cosmic scale. You just heard the skeptic's strongest punch: 50 billion trillion wasted stars. Now watch science deliver the knockout blow in the other direction. The universe is mind-blowingly huge, and it had to be. Not one galaxy less, not one star less. We're peering into a cosmic ocean, 93 billion light-years across, and that's just the part we can see. Why this incomprehensible immensity? The answer is about to make the waste of space argument collapse. For a long time, scientists used to think the universe was too small for life. In the early days of astronomy, people believed that the stars were just tiny lights embedded in a crystal sphere, not far above the Earth. The idea that the universe could be vast, let alone infinite, was almost unthinkable. But as our telescopes improved and our understanding of physics grew, we began to realize just how wrong we were. The universe wasn't small at all. It was enormous and getting bigger all the time. This realization changed everything. Suddenly we had to grapple with the possibility that we were not the center of the cosmos, but just one tiny part of a much larger story. Now, the pendulum has swung to the other side, and some argue it's way too big. In fact, the more we learn about the universe, the more it seems to defy our expectations. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the beaches of Earth. There are galaxies so far away that their light has taken billions of years to reach us. And yet here we are on a small planet orbiting an ordinary star, trying to make sense of it all. Now that we know the universe is mind-blowingly huge, we have to stop and ask, why? When we look up at the night sky, we're not just seeing a handful of stars. We're peering into a cosmic ocean that stretches farther than our minds can truly grasp. The numbers are staggering. The observable universe is about 93 billion light-years across, and that's just the part we can see. Beyond that, there could be even more. Regions forever hidden from us by the speed of light and the expansion of space itself. It's almost impossible to wrap your head around just how vast this all is. But the real question is, why does it have to be this way? Why isn't the universe just a cozy little neighborhood of stars or a small cluster of planets? Why is it so overwhelmingly, incomprehensibly big? But here's the twist. The universe actually has to be this massive for life to exist at all. It turns out that the conditions required for life are incredibly delicate. The universe needs to be old enough for stars to have formed, lived, and died, scattering the elements necessary for life across the cosmos. It needs to be big enough for those elements to come together in the right way in the right places at the right times. If the universe were much smaller or much younger, there simply wouldn't be enough time or space for life to emerge. The vastness of the cosmos is not a mistake. It's a prerequisite for our existence. Furthermore, the amount of matter, the balance of elements like carbon, and even the rate at which the universe expands, all these things have to be ridiculously fine-tuned. If the universe had just a little more matter, gravity would have pulled everything back together before stars and galaxies could form. If it had a little less, everything would have flown apart too quickly for anything to coalesce. The same goes for the elements. Carbon, oxygen, nitrogen. These building blocks of life are forged in the hearts of stars and scattered across the universe by supernovae. Without enough time and space for these processes to unfold, life as we know it would be impossible. However, the fact still remains. Standing under a sky full of stars can make you feel tiny. It's a humbling experience, one that has inspired awe, wonder, and even a little bit of existential dread for as long as humans have been around. When you're out there, away from city lights, and you see the Milky Way stretching across the sky, it's easy to feel like a speck of dust in a vast, indifferent cosmos. But that feeling of smallness is only part of the story. The universe's size isn't just a backdrop for our lives, it's a fundamental part of what makes our existence possible. And the more we learn about the cosmos, the more we realize that its vastness is not an accident, but a necessity. Despite of this answer, some people will still wonder, if humans are so important, why did the universe need 50 billion trillion stars and galaxies, most of which we'll never see or visit? It's a fair question. After all, if the universe was made for us, why does so much of it seem so empty and unreachable? Why are there entire galaxies that will never even come close to touching our own, let alone supporting life as we know it? The sheer scale of the cosmos can make it seem like we're just an afterthought, a tiny blip in an endless expanse. But what if the universe's size is actually a clue to its purpose and to ours? Imagine trying to build a car where every part, from the engine to the fuel, needs to be just right for the ride to work. If you mess with the spark plugs or use the wrong kind of oil, the whole thing falls apart. But you're only allowed the absolute smallest engine, the thinnest steel, the tiniest fuel tank that could still get one family safely across a continent. That car would look like grotesque overkill, until you realize every extra ounce was essential. The universe is that car, and we are the family it was built to carry. The universe is like that, but on a cosmic scale. Every parameter, every constant, every law of nature has to be perfectly calibrated for stars to shine, planets to form, and life to emerge. It's a cosmic balancing act, and the margin for error is razor thin. Is it all just wasted space, or is there a bigger story? Is the universe's immensity just a cosmic accident, or does it serve a deeper function? For centuries, philosophers and scientists have debated these questions. Some have argued that the universe is simply indifferent to our existence, a vast arena where life is a rare and fleeting phenomenon. Others have suggested that the universe is fine-tuned for life, and that its size is a necessary ingredient in the recipe for our existence, a stance we agree with, and the following are just some of our reasons. First reason, life needs heavy elements: carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, iron. Those are cooked only inside stars over billions of years, then blasted into space by supernovae to seed the next generation of stars and planets. One human body contains carbon produced by thousands of previous supernovae scattered across billions of light years. Make the universe smaller or younger, and you run out of carbon before you can build even one living cell. Second reason, the cosmic mass density had to be fine-tuned to 1 part in 10 to the power of 60 in the first second after the Big Bang. Picture the entire observable universe in that moment. Add or subtract the mass of a single dime, just one dime, and either no carbon ever forms or everything collapses into black holes before planets can. If you change the universe's mass by even the tiniest amount, life as we know it couldn't exist. The laws of physics are balanced on a knife's edge. A universe with just a fraction more or less mass would either collapse in on itself or expand so rapidly that stars and planets could never form. This is what scientists call the fine-tuning problem. The idea that the universe's fundamental constants seem to be set just right for life to exist. While others think it's just a lucky accident, we see this as evidence of design, God being the intelligent designer and great fine-tuner. Third, the expansion rate must stay in the life-permitting zone for 13.8 billion years. Too much mass and gravity wins. The universe recollapses in a fiery crunch. Too little and it flies apart. No galaxies, no stars, no planets. Those 50 billion trillion stars are the exact ballast keeping the expansion on a knife's edge the entire time. Fourth, dark matter, 5 times more than normal matter, had to exist in exactly that ratio to weave the cosmic web that shepherds gas into the narrow zones where safe, stable, metal-rich planetary systems can form. No dark matter scaffolding, no Earth. Fifth, dark energy, the mystery force accelerating the expansion, is fine-tuned to 1 part in 10 to 120th power. That's a precision of 120 decimal places. Change it by the mass of 1 electron across the observable universe, and life becomes impossible. It is the single most precise measurement in all of science, and it had to be exactly that. Our universe is tuned even more precisely. The more we study the cosmos, the more we find patterns and symmetries that hint at a deep underlying order. From the way galaxies cluster together in vast webs, to the way atoms arrange themselves in the periodic table, there's a sense of harmony that runs through everything. It's as if the universe is a grand machine, with every gear and cog working together in perfect synchrony, and we're a part of that machine, tiny but essential. Even the empty space is essential. A smaller, denser universe would be completely opaque with gas and dust. We would be blind, unable to see further than the Milky Way, unable to discover any of this evidence. The vastness is the window that lets us read the Creator's signature. So those wasted galaxies are factories, stabilizers, carbon producers, light givers, and transparency providers. Remove even 1% of them, and the whole system fails. The same universe that looked like God's biggest mistake turns out to be the smallest possible universe that could ever produce 1 planet with breathable air, liquid water, and beings who can look up and worship. And here's the wild part. The universe's size isn't just about giving us a home, but also about letting us explore, learn, and discover. If the universe were smaller, there would be less to see, less to learn, and fewer mysteries to unravel. The vastness of space is an invitation to curiosity. It challenges us to look beyond our own world, to ask big questions, and to seek out answers. Every time we point a telescope at the sky, we're participating in a grand adventure, a quest to understand our place in the cosmos. Listen to how the Bible put it 3,000 years before telescopes. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they reveal knowledge. Modern astronomy just turned that speech into a shout. Its vastness makes it visible and knowable so we can unravel its mysteries. The light from distant stars and galaxies carries information about the history of the universe, how it began, how it evolved, and where it might be headed. By studying that light, we can piece together the story of creation, from the Big Bang to the present day. The universe is like a giant puzzle, and every new discovery brings us one step closer to understanding the whole picture. So maybe, instead of feeling small, we should feel amazed. The universe's size isn't a reason to feel insignificant. It's a reason to feel inspired. We are the product of billions of years of cosmic evolution, the descendants of stars that lived and died long before our planet was born. We are made of stardust, and we have the unique ability to look back at the universe that created us and ask, why? That's a privilege and a responsibility. So when someone tells you the universe is too big to be made for us, smile and answer, it's exactly big enough. And the price tag proves how much we're worth to the one who paid it. Pause for a second and really feel this. Every distant galaxy you see in deep field images, every cluster, every supercluster, every seemingly useless void was non-negotiable. The Creator did not add them as decoration. He added them because without them you would never take your first breath. Think of the Hubble Ultra Deep Field. 10,000 galaxies in a patch smaller than a grain of sand held at arm's length. That is not extravagance. That is the absolute minimum invoice for one inhabited planet in one quiet spiral arm. The same numbers that once made people feel insignificant now do the opposite. The more mind-bending the scale, the louder the message. You are not an accident. You are the reason the bill was paid in full. 50 billion trillion stars and counting. The enormity of the cosmos might not make us insignificant. It might actually show just how much we matter. Our ability to wonder, to explore, and to seek meaning is a testament to the universe's potential. We are not just passive observers. We are active participants in the story of the cosmos. Every question we ask, every discovery we make, adds a new chapter to that story. Imagine the moment before creation. The designer looks forward through time and sees you, your face, your name, your questions, and he says, for this one life, for this one soul, I will spend an entire universe of galaxies. That is the value he placed on you before the first star ever burned. The heavens are not declaring the glory of physics. They are declaring the glory of a God who thought you were worth every light year, every supernova, every impossible decimal place of fine-tuning. The universe is big because his love for you is bigger. So when you stand under the night sky again and feel small, don't fight the feeling. Let it wash over you, because that smallness is the shadow cast by an infinite love that moved entire galaxies just to bring you here. So here we are at the end of the journey. We measured the universe, we felt the crushing weight of 50 billion trillion stars. We heard the skeptics shout, "Waste of space!" And then we watched science itself rise up and testify, every single one of those stars was the minimum price required for you to exist. The same creator who tuned dark energy to 120 decimal places did not leave the story unfinished. He entered it. He took on flesh, walked the dust of one tiny planet, and stretched out his arms on a Roman cross to pay a price infinitely greater than 50 billion trillion stars. The vastness of the cosmos was the down payment so you could exist. The cross of Christ was the final payment so you could come home. You are not a speck of dust lost in an accidental explosion. You are the point of the entire show. Every supernova that ever lit the sky, every dark energy decimal place, every light year of empty space was paid in advance so that one day you could stand here, look up, and hear the heavens shout your name. Every time you look up, know the heavens are no longer silent. They are preaching the gospel in light. You are not an accident, you are not forgotten. You are loved with an everlasting love. The greatest discovery is no longer waiting in some distant telescope. It is waiting in a single decision tonight. Will you turn from ruling your own life and let the one who moved galaxies to reach you finally have your heart? Jesus Christ is the image of the invisible God, the one by whom and for whom all things were created. Every galaxy, every star, every atom in your body, He is standing at the door of your life right now, knocking. If you hear His voice, do not harden your heart. Say yes to the one who said yes to the cross for you. The universe is vast, but His love is vaster. The story is not over. Your chapter is just beginning. Look up, then look to Him, and step into the purpose you were always meant for.